This is the International News of Lisa Luciarden. I saw on X, I'm not sure who put it on there, but it showed Afghanistan, the way the women changed from the 1940s to the present. And the women were normal there in the 1940s and 30s and 50s and 60s. They were normal people. Normal. They had freedom. They had beauty. They had love. They were treated like a woman. They were sat and had coffee with all covered in all in black covering and tortured and hurt. And then you ask the question. Obviously, there was changes, but the thing is that it shows the mentality of the Islamic regime, the ISIS, the terrorists. It shows the mentality, correct? It shows the mentality. They would get the most innocent people, women and children, and hurt them. Do you understand? They would get the most innocent people, women and children, and hurt them and destroy them. The terrorists, the Islamic Muslim Brotherhood. It shows Afghanistan. I'll repeat. It shows on X, and I put it on Facebook. This is Lisa Luciarden. And it shows, and I kept on talking about Afghanistan. I didn't know in the 20s and 30s and 40s the women had more freedom. But now today, they're enslaved, and they're tortured, and they're killed, and there's pedophilia. And I heard there's also the young boys dance for the men, and then they sleep with them. And that is also, that's also pedophilia, and those are crimes. And but again, I'll repeat, on X it showed Afghanistan, women had a normal life, okay? They had a normal life. And now, today, in 2025, 2026, women are destroyed of their innocence, of their authentic being, of their purpose. They can't go to school. They can't work. They have to stay in their housing, and they're tortured, and they're forced into marriage. And there's also pedophilia. They marry at 6 and 8 years old, and they torture the children. Those are children, and they also torture the boys, and they keep it quiet. And then, so what I'm saying now, here's another fact of how the Islamic regime thinks in their mentality over history of time. Remember I told you the last speech, the last international speech and revelation was, this is the way the Islamic regime thinks. But it shows their cowardness, It shows, they'll take the most innocent thing of life and pure and destroy it. And that's what they're trying to do with America, all our states and EU. And I saw on the social media, Raging Europe, it talked about how in Italy, is this true that there's still a lot of violence and they rape the women and children? So we need to take care of that right away. I believe billionaire conservatives have to come together, and they can get deductions and hire military and take out all these criminals and put them in a different land, a different place. They all should be disqualified from these nations, because otherwise you're going to get in parts of Europe and even parts of America, if we don't clean up, like Dearborn, Michigan, and other areas, and New York and other hidden areas. That's what could come like that, where they could be like Afghanistan. And that's their mentality. Do you understand? That's what could happen. Afghanistan was so beautiful in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, and 60s, but then in 2026, the women are destroyed and tortured, and the children. This has to be corrected right away. This is an emergency. And so there's another fact showing the mentality of the Islamic regime terrorists, how they treat the most innocent part of life. And innocence is just not people. Innocence and purity is just not people. It's the beauty of a good business. It's the beauty of a good land that has good soil. It's the beauty of a happy community. It's the beauty of success of students thinking their own free will of authentic being, with respect to America and respect to the Judeo-Christian laws of Europe. It's the beauty of peace, not having high crime. It's not just people, it's the beauty of the mentality of the life, of the existence of the land and the community itself. Do you understand? So this is very serious. There's another proven, because if I'm an attorney, I'm like an attorney for, I represent God in Christ in America as the first presidential advisor under President Trump and the team. And this is what President Trump wants and the team. That's why we protect the borders. And the Democratic Party is hooked up with Islamic regime mentality, letting all those people in from the borders. We don't know who they are and who they were and who they still are that need to leave our country and need to be found. And that needs to be done in EU and across Europe. But I believe there needs to be an international group of people that come together and work together with each other, because it says in the Proverbs, if you have 10 good counselors, you could overcome anything. Is better than an army of 10,000 men. So all we need is 10 good elite conservative billionaires and politicians that know how to work in conservatism and take all the criminals out and put them in a place, in a separate place from where they're at. They shouldn't be there. They should not be in our countries. In Italy, my precious Italy, I'm Italian descent, but I'm American. And I asked Italian billionaires and all the EU billionaires, and I hear there's a lot of money in EU, to come together and get all those people out and take them out and hire military, train military, even if it takes a year or two to get all the military together and get them all out, get all those criminals out of every state, every country. These are new laws that need to be made. There's new crimes, so there has to be new laws, and it's not that hard. You have everything at your fingertips. This has happened over a 20-year period of time or more, that these people have taken over your nations and your communities. It needs to be stopped right away. But it shows by that fact, I'll repeat for the 5th time, that in Afghanistan in the 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, and maybe Elon Musk showed that, I don't know, because I asked Elon Musk to help me, and he has. That maybe he's the one that put that on, I'm not sure, but it's on X, and it showed that how Afghanistan changed over a period of time, and that's what could happen to our communities if we don't change our EU right away. We need new laws right away, and we need to take care of this right away. And I believe we need to get together and make a new association of a new law of the World Economic Forum they talk about, in the World Health Control. We need a world safety control for Judeo-Christian nations, for the safety of EU and America, for the safety of the original traditions of the countries right away. It needs to be done right away. And Poland is the perfect example. They won't tolerate any of that. And this is very, very serious. It needs to be done right away. And maybe he should be the top president of it, Poland. And you better listen to him in EU. You better get this done right away. Right away. It needs to be done immediately. Thank you. Thank you so much. This is Lisa Luciarden, the International News.